Bro, they started off the series with a win. Why do you look like that? I'm remembering that they didn't sign Tucker long term, and I'm watching him in real time up his value with every at bat. Okay, see, I had actually forgotten about that fact, and I was having a good day. You didn't have to remind me. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 37 of the regular season, where the Astros win 5-2 over the Detroit Tigers and take the first game of the series in the Motor City. Side note, I don't know what the general consensus is on the Detroit jerseys. I can't tell, and I go back and forth on a daily basis of if those are like really cool looking or the worst, dumbest things I've ever seen. I think watching the game, I was more so in the camp of that they're pretty cool, but like, I might wake up tomorrow and be like, no, those look terrible. Anyway, I'm interested to see what the general consensus is, because yeah, they are either elite or trash, and I still haven't figured out which. But you're not here to watch me break down a jersey of a team we don't actually cheer for. You're here to watch me break down the fact the Astros won back-to-back games, and that's pretty darn interesting. And for a while there, it seemed interesting, but in a different regard, because Framber Valdez, bad third inning, gives up a pair of runs, but outside of that, dude, he was really, really solid. Like, 7 innings, only gave up the 2 runs in the third. 4 strikeouts isn't the most ideal, but hey, 2 walks in 7 innings? Heck yeah, you'll take that all day, every day of the week. But for a while, it just seems kind of pointless. Because you get through the 5th inning and it's 2-0, and you're like, oh, so they're going to do this to us today. They're just going to have their starter have a really, really solid game and not give him anything. And you thought that. And then Kyle Tucker hits a home run in the 6th inning and, puts him on the board. It's only a 1-run game now. Not that the difference between 2-0 and 2-1 is really meaningful, but seeing the nothing on the scoreboard mentally puts you down in a not good spot. And so when Tucker homers, it just feels infinitely more attainable. Then you get to the 8th inning. And what have I talked about 1,000 different times and 1,000 different ways? The Astros, when they're doing well, and this might be said for every team, I don't watch every other team as closely as I watch the Astros, can you tell? When they are at their very best, it's because they're just putting the ball in play. Because here's the thing about putting the ball in play with the Astros bats. It's not meaningful because they're simply putting the ball in play. It's meaningful because most of the guys on this team rope them when they do. And even if they're hit directly at an infielder, there were a couple of balls in that inning hit directly at infielders. But when you have guys that hit missiles like the Astros do, kind of doesn't matter. Jordan Alvarez ties the game with a ripper up the first base bag. That would have obviously been a super, super, super difficult play for Torkelson to make. But the fact that it was just a line, a laser, definitely doesn't help it. Then you get an RBI by Jeremy Pena. Then Alex Bregman steps up, ropes one up the third base bag. Can't be brought in by Veerling. Veerling then looks back. What up, Had to make that joke. Couldn't pass that joke up. You knew I couldn't pass that joke up. I am sorry, but also I am very not sorry. Then you have a sacked fly from Yainer Diaz, but again, at least it's a ball in play. That one doesn't quite fall into the category of the Jordan and Bregman ones, but it's the same principle. They're just getting it out there. You know the worst possibility? A pop fly on the infield or a strikeout. You're not getting anything out of those. At least with the deep out, you're getting something. At least with the hard hit ball, you're forcing the other team to have to do something to get you out. It's not just a gift. Too many times this season, the Astros have just given the other team, in some cases, full-on innings because they can't put anything in the field of play. The Astros, when they're great, beat you on the field of play. Because defensively, the Astros are fantastic. They always have been. They still pretty much are near that level. I wouldn't quite put them in the same level as like 21, 22, but they're still really, really freaking good. John Singleton, side note, nothing spectacular in this game, just in general. I've been very happy with him at first base, which is a very weird thing. Even defensively, I still think they have a very, very, very good defensive infield. And that's where they're going to kill you. Because you force the other team to have to do something instead of just the gifts. The Astros tonight, at least in that inning, at least in the 8th, didn't give the Tigers any gifts. And it was because of that they managed to escape it with a win. They win the first game of the series. They now can move on. They get to go to a second game where they might be able to win the whole freaking series, which would be pretty darn nice. Also got to throw this out there because I almost forgot as I was getting ready to move on. Really, really nice game out of Abreu and Hader. Really freaking great. Get 3 strikeouts out of Brian Abreu. Get a pair of strikeouts out of Josh Hader. Love to see that. You'd love to see that like a little bit more consistently. But, you know, it was really fun tonight. And now the Astros have an opportunity tomorrow to win the series against the Tigers, which would be pretty darn cool, and win 3 consecutive games, which, again, would be pretty darn cool, man. They're going to send the noted coffee enthusiast Christian Javier to the mound, and the Tigers are going to send, please love of God, hopefully I'm at least somewhat close, Tarek Skubal to the mound. Tigers fans, let me know how badly I butchered that. I will apologize in the video tomorrow night. That game is at 6:10 Eastern, 5:10 Central tomorrow evening, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But until then, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.